What's one addiction or bad habit you've successfully overcome? I was drinking at least 8 cans of squirt soda a day or MTN depending. I did this for a long time, and it was replacing water, as I didn't find water enjoyable or refreshing, and the soda was quite refreshing. And one day I went through a whole 12-pack of squirt soda. I looked at the empty cans on my desk, knew that it was becoming a worse problem, and decided to quit drinking all soda. Just outright stop drinking it. And I did. And I haven't had a soda since. It's been almost 3 years. Now if I could just lose this excess weight. Sigh. Bad habit, snacking too much. And I should be eating a nice full meal and on time. Spending too much even when I don't really need it. Eating out. I'm from a country that's super big on consumerism, influenced by the US. Now I'm in Europe, I'm finding out there are so many ways to live healthier and be frugal. Because here I'm not constantly bombarded of things I should buy now. I'm able to delay gratification and reflect if I really need it. Smoking. Was a 2-pack-a-day smoker for nearly 20 years. I quit about 8 years ago by switching to vaping. Vaped for about 1.5 years, slowly reducing the nicotine content until it was 0. After a month or so of that, I switched to chewing a lot of gum to manage the oral component of the addiction. I honestly never thought I'd ever be able to stop smoking. So even 8 years later, I am incredibly proud of myself. Quitting cigarettes hands down. Method. Vape. Started at 12 grams nicotine fluid and custom mixed my vape fluid, so I went down 1 milligram per month. Spent 1 month at 0 milligrams just to keep the familiarity before I gave it up completely. Took a year, but respecting the process and knowing that it wasn't easy gave me a chance to live my life again. Haven't looked back and won't, never again. Snacks, junk food and the like. I still enjoy sweets and snacks from time to time, but I've started going for the healthier, more calorie-friendly options. Sugar-free soda, sugar-free candy, veggies, straws instead of chips, etc. The improvements they've made on sugar-free stuff alone since I was younger is wild. Noticed I have bad parents. One thing they don't do is apologize when they are wrong, and I catch this bad behavior. When I had my first boyfriend, I learned how to apologize and realize when I am wrong. Personally, I used to be addicted to social media, spending hours mindlessly scrolling through feeds. But I made a conscious effort to limit my screen time and focus on real-life connections and hobbies. It wasn't easy, but taking small steps every day eventually led to breaking free from the addiction. Caffeine overconsumption, possible without sumatriptan, and my caffeine tolerance completely resetting itself after my intestinal tract healed, making any caffeine exceeding what's in a chocolate bar giving me an instant headache. But I did it. I was addicted to self-loathing, and the movie Fight Club pulled me out. Lol, I actually came across this video where some of the psychology of the movie was discussed. Thought it was cool. TikTok, I would spend hours just scrolling through videos. I decided one day that I would put that time toward reading books and learning, or spend time more constructive. I deleted the app. It was tough for a few days, but I'm no proud I did it. Quit smoking twice. Set 2014, deck 2018, almost 2 a day for last 1 year 2020. Then 0 from January 2019 to January 2022, and again Jan 2020 to October 2020 to almost 1 a day, to getting back to 0 again. And since then it's 0. Sadness, or stop choosing to be sad and stop myself from making every situation a dull, miserable experience before it actually happens. Sometimes you gotta choose to be happy even when you don't want to. It's only been 3 weeks. For energy drinks, several years of having many cans throughout every single day, I finally had to put a stop to it. The headaches are gone and no longer feel tired throughout the day. Biting my nails and fingers in general. I was a nightmare for doing it at school. Once I realized what was triggering my anxiety to do it, I managed to stop pretty quickly. Overeating mostly in regards to snacking. Unless company is coming, I rarely stock snacks at all. Forces me to go out and get something if I really want it. I haven't had a drink since January 12, 2020. I haven't had weed since January 1st, 2024. Alcohol was a serious addiction problem. Cannabis was just becoming a crutch. Cigarettes, from about 2 packs a day to absolutely none. No gum or nicotine replacement. It was hard, but after the first 3 weeks it gets way easier. Nail biting, and I wish I knew how I did it lol. It was a horrendous habit as a kid and at some point in my teens. I just cut it out. Shoplifting, got caught the other day. No one talks about how addictive getting away with shit like that is. But I'm so glad I'm over it. Recognizing the problem, the first step in overcoming an addiction or bad habit, is acknowledging and accepting that there is a problem. I've mostly gotten rid of my food addiction, currently down 85 pounds overall, and 30-ish since I started getting ready for bariatric surgery. I'm still very addicted to weed and cigarettes, but I got over the bad habit of not cleaning my room for weeks. I clean every day now, going to bed at like 3 a.m. and waking up at 1 p.m. Now I go to bed at 11 p.m. and wake up at 8 a.m. I feel a lot better now since doing it. I've been smoke and nicotine free for 2 years. Drinking is up next to the chopping block, but it's hard knowing it's my only vice. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I got off of them by smoking cannabis. I don't plan to stop cannabis anytime soon though. When I was younger, it was gambling. I thought that I was decent at it, but it definitely could have ruined my life. I quit vaping years ago. I was one of those people that would wake up in the middle of the night just to hit my vape. Actually, last year I stopped taking cocaine super easy. My weed addiction, man, it's got a stranglehold over me. I used to eat a lot of fast food and drink a lot of pop. I haven't done either of those things in 5 years now. Counting everything as pairs or twos drove me insane. Took a lot of effort, but I'm finally over it. This is pretty ridiculous, but I've stopped biting my nails. It's nice to have long nails. Quitting smoking was one of the best decisions I've ever made for my health and well-being. Stop smoking. I didn't even want to quit. The last one I smoked was December last year. Stop smoking. I didn't even want to quit. The last one I smoked was December last year. My binge eating disorder. I'm almost 2 years binge-free and I'm down over 120 pounds. Quit biting my nails in 1999. Quit smoking in 2008. Still proud of myself for both. I stopped smoking 9 years ago. But there are times where I feel I could 5 at once. The habit of peeling my finger skin and then eating it. Don't ask me why I did that. I peed my bed until I was 12 years old. I'm so glad I overcame that bad habit. Spending hours on Instagram and WhatsApp. Now I am mostly on Reddit, TikTok and Facebook. But now Reddit is starting to become a problem. I have 2 meth and heroin, 19 years clean and grateful to be alive. I quit smoking some 3 years ago. I used to be a smoker for 8 years. Quitting nicotine, however, I still do engage in the flower, clonazepam, alcohol, still vaping and hopeless about it.